this is Zach. Welcome to my channel, and today we have a new video. So for those of you who may not know, in the UK, October is Black History Month, which is a month to give a special importance to black stories, black voices, which is not given to them the rest of the year, and it should. With everything that's gone on this year with the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, the case of police brutality in America, and the whole growth of the Black Lives Matter movement in the rest of the world, I feel like it's a special time to give my perspective on what it is to be black in Spain. This will obviously not apply to everyone, but it's my own personal story and my own personal experience. So I remember being in primary and everyone was fascinated, because my brother and I were the only black people at the school at the time, and people were completely fascinated. It was a strange thing to see black people at the school. So because I went to a good international school and people could, it didn't make sense to them, kind of thing. And I remember saying, oh, I came from the UK, came from London. And people were like, what? People just thought, if you could go to school, black people, black families, the only perspective was that you were American kind of thing. You couldn't just see normal European or Nigerian, African family. It couldn't be part of their, idea. So everyone was completely shocked. And even just to reinforce this point, there's this one story which is crazy. When you look back at it, it's crazy. So I was going to go to the post office with my dad, and we were just going to post something back to UK, I think, or something like that. And we were just walking to the post office, and my dad was like, oh, I'm just going to go inside the shop. Do you want to come in? I was like, no. I must have been 8, 9 years old, more or less. I was like, oh, no, just wait outside a bit more. I didn't really want to go inside. And I was just wearing a striped t-shirt, some Nike joggers, and yeah, this guy approached me. He's like, oh, I feel really bad for your situation. Because I was holding the parcel. He's like, I feel really bad for your situation. I wish I could give you some more. I have some coins here. And obviously, you've been taught, don't speak to any strangers. Don't take any money from any stranger. I'm like, whoa, what's this guy doing? It makes no sense. The story is crazy. But he saw a black boy with a box. He just assumed that he had to be poor. Not, it couldn't be oh, he's just going to the post office with his dad. And I'm 9 years old kind of thing. But he was shocked. He was like, no, I don't need your money. And he couldn't understand what I was trying to tell him. So yeah, that's definitely it was a complete culture shock to me, especially being young. You had these even in Spain, the traditional party or the traditional Christmas party is on the 5th, where they celebrate the parade of the Three Kings, and one of the kings is black, so everyone just does blackface, and everyone is the whole black paint, red lips. And me being 5, 6, 7 years old, I was like, whoa, what's this? And even my parents were a bit confused. Now it's kind of a normal thing, but now they're trying to get more black people in it, and they're trying to get less black face in certain parts of the country. But yeah, it was a complete culture shock. Even some the certain chocolates, if you've seen it, you might have seen it on the internet. Those Conguito chocolates, there's certain stuff that if you brought to the UK, they'll not be allowed to sell. That's not, no. So that's how it really was for my early years, just getting to understand the culture shock, the differences, the different perspectives. But for my teenage years, let's say the perspective of black people completely changed, completely changed. It was because, I believe it's because a lot of more black people became more famous, a lot of footballers that people idolized were black, a lot of celebrities were black, which led to people feeling that black people were more acceptable and more integrated in the culture, especially for my generation of people. So in secondary, I went to a different school, and I remember this one story. I didn't know my classmates, didn't know my teachers, just barely knew how to get to the class. I was a bit lost. And I get to my class, they're sitting down, and the teacher comes in, and he's a bit intrigued by why there's a black person in his class. He's looking at me, he's like, oh, so where are you from? I'm like, oh, from the UK, blah, blah, just trying to give him an explanation. He's like, no, but where are you really from? Black people can relate that one question to try and track or trace where you get your blackness from. So yeah, anyway, my parents are from Nigeria, I'm Nigerian, it's my roots. And he's like, oh, and what's the origin of the word Nigerian? How am I supposed to know? I was 12, that wasn't something I really asked myself. And he's a social sciences teacher anyway, so that's a question that he really shouldn't be asking me. But he just directly related Nigeria. He said, so Nigeria must be like a lot of black people because he related like Nigeria to the N word. He said the N word too. He was like relating Nigeria to the N word and thinking that that's why there's going to be a lot of black people in Nigeria and that's why the origin and like the country of black people. That's what he thought the origin of the country was and stuff like that. And I was, for a teacher to say that on my first day, I was like, yep, teenagers are going to be a different. Like for a teacher to say that in school is crazy. It's crazy. Like even but he even said the N word. It wasn't like you can speculate. Like even to have the idea to speculate is crazy, but to say the full N word and that kind of mentality is crazy. But those are the kind of thing that you kind of like not get used to, but it's not a complete surprise. Like so, yeah, I knew that for sure. My second year, like teenagers are gonna be different. Even like I was saying, like a lot of people are more welcoming to black people in say 2012 to 2000, even to now, like a lot more welcoming to than how it was before. And still, I remember just one day, like I remember going to a boy that was a few years older than me and went to his class, and he's like, black boy, don't come into my class, blah blah. And yeah, the teachers found out and they had to like sanction him. Like you can't just be saying that kind of stuff in school. Like yeah, but you can't. There's some people that are just racist. They've learned to be racist, and even though some people might try and defend him, like racism is racism. You have to be clear and open about it. So yeah, that's how I'll generally describe my secondary years, even to now. Like I was saying, the perspective of black people has changed. A lot more people are more welcoming, but it's kind of got to a point where it's even like a strange like appreciation, like you're like a zoo animal kind of thing. Like I've been walking down the street and like some people, just random people, trying to like touch your hair, kind of like feel your hair, kind of like I don't know, like try and see. Even people will approach you on the street that you've never seen before a day in your life and be like, oh, I really like like the color of your skin, or for, like just we're walking as a family and they'll be like, oh, you're a really nice black family. You're not like the others, and you'll be like, huh? Like what do you mean? I don't even know you. What's going on? So yeah, that's really how I'll say. Even I posted on my story the other day with Ansu Fati, and he scored a goal for the Barcelona game, their first game Champions League, and one of the ABC Spanish journal or newspaper, he was fully trying to say that Ansu Fati scored and ran like an illegal immigrant in the street, and it's crazy. Like for him to even say that, and like for them not to sack him for or to sanction him for doing that is crazy. But it's kind of just shows you how race relations are in Spain and how you need to be open and critical about it. Thankfully, earlier this year, I got to participate in an event where I got to speak about race with other people, and there was a great conversation. And I feel like this is what we should be moving towards, not only Black History Month, but to have these conversations along the year, because you have to be clear and blunt about racism and stop it at all costs. Not only racism, but all types of discrimination. And yeah, it's 2020. Like we can't be hiding or try to say, but no, that's just a little perspective. People need to be open and blunt and try and solve race relations. So hopefully with this video, I've given you enough insight or enough like perspective of how it is to be black in Spain. Obviously, I love Spain. It's home to me, but just because there are issues in your home doesn't mean you don't want your home to get better. So yeah, that's my general take on it. Hope you like the video. It's a lot more serious video than I normally do. Or if you like more videos, you can subscribe, like the video, share it to your friends, have that conversation with your friend. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. And that's me for today.